Hey there, and welcome. So have you ever stopped to think, is there a better way to learn? Something that's not just about cramming for tests? Well, good news. There absolutely is. Let's get right into it because today we're going to unpack the real science behind learning how to learn, which is a total game changer for university and, honestly, for life.
Okay, to kick things off, I want you to meet two students, Min and Lin. Now, Min, he's what you might call a memorizer. His whole game is about cramming, getting those A's, and just crushing the exam. But Lin, she's different. She's a thinker. She's the one asking questions, really mulling over the lessons and trying to see how it all fits into the real world. And here's the thing, on paper, their grades are exactly the same.
But let's jump forward 5 years. Suddenly, their lives look totally different. Lin is the successful entrepreneur, absolutely killing it. Meanwhile, Min, he's really struggling to make his knowledge work for him in his job. So what gives? What happened? What was that secret sauce that Lin had? Well, that is the big question we're diving into right now.
And the answer really starts with this massive shift in how you need to think about learning, especially when you go from high school to university. It's this idea of moving from being a bucket to digging a well.
Think about it, right? High school can feel like you're just a bucket. Your teachers pour information in, and your job is to hold it just long enough to dump it out on an exam. But university, that's a whole different ballgame. It's not about being a bucket anymore. It's about learning how to dig your own well. It's about building the skills to find knowledge, make sense of it, and actually use it for the rest of your life.
And you know it's a huge part of digging that well? Struggle. Yeah, I said it. We're so often taught that if something's hard, we're doing it wrong. But the science is crystal clear. When you're struggling, it's actually a good sign. So next time you feel that mental grind, that friction, lean in. Seriously, don't back away. That's the feeling of your brain literally forging new pathways. That is what real learning feels like.
Which brings us to a super important point. Look, getting a degree is great. It's valuable. But the ability to learn, that's what's truly priceless. Your degree, it's just the starting line.
I love this analogy. Your degree is like a driver's license. It proves you've passed the test, you know the basic rules, and you can probably handle a car without crashing. But does it make you a great driver? No way. That comes from hours on the road, learning from your mistakes, and constantly getting better. Your degree is the license, but your ability to learn, that's the skill that turns you into a pro driver in your career.
And guess what? Employers are totally getting this. Check this out. A study in Vietnam found that half, literally 50%, of employers would hire a manager who had the right skills, even if they didn't have a degree. That just goes to show you what makes you valuable isn't the piece of paper. It's what you can do.
I mean, just look at a real-world example like Nguyen Thi Phuong Thao, the founder of Vietjet Air. Her background wasn't in aviation at all. It was in economics. Her superpower wasn't some special degree. It was her insane ability to just keep learning, to pull ideas from different places, and to solve problems nobody else could.
And hey, if you need one more reason why this matters so much, just look at how fast things are changing. Take AI. ChatGPT drops in November 2022. Just a few months later, it has hundreds of millions of users. The world is moving at lightning speed. The knowledge you have today might be outdated tomorrow. The only way to stay relevant is to become a master at learning.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we become these master learners? What was Lin's secret weapon? The answer? It's surprisingly simple, but incredibly powerful. It's one word: reflection. That's the magic ingredient that turns plain old experience into actual wisdom. So what is reflection, really? The best way to think about it is like a mirror for your mind. It's the act of pausing, stepping back, and actually looking at how you think. It lets you see your own process, notice where you get tripped up, and figure out how to do it better next time. Because without that pause, we just get stuck on a loop, right? Repeating the same mistakes over and over.
This really makes you think about the idea of experience, doesn't it? Someone can say, oh, I have 10 years of experience. But if they never reflect, do they? Or do they really just have 1 year of experience, repeated 10 times? See, reflection is what makes the difference. It's the thing that turns time served into actual meaningful growth.
So what's happening when you reflect? Well, a few key things. First, it's how you connect new stuff to what you already know. That's what makes information stick. Second, it helps you spot your own patterns, your good habits and your bad ones. This builds something called metacognition, which is just a fancy word for thinking about your thinking. And finally, and most importantly,
It helps you turn those insights into an actual plan for how to improve.
Here's one last analogy for you. Imagine information is a bunch of puzzle pieces. You can collect pieces all day long, but that doesn't mean you have a picture. Reflection. That's the moment you step back, spread all the pieces out on the table, and start to see how they connect. It's how you see the whole picture. That's the difference between just knowing facts and truly understanding.
All right, so we're all sold, right? Reflection is the key. But how do you actually do it? It can sound a little abstract. So let's get super practical. We're going to look at some dead simple tools you can start using, like today, to build this into a real habit.
One of my favorite frameworks, because it's so easy to remember, is what, so what, now what. It's 3 simple steps. First, what? Just describe what happened. No judgment, just the objective facts. Next, so what? This is where you analyze. What did it mean? Why was it important? And the final, crucial step, now what? What are you going to do differently next time? What's your action plan? This simple structure forces you to move from just thinking about the past to planning for the future.
And to make sure you're getting the most out of this, try to follow the 20-40-40 rule. It's so easy to get stuck in the what phase, just endlessly describing the situation. Don't do that. Aim to spend only about 20% of your time on the facts. The real magic happens in the other 80%, the so what and the now what. The goal isn't just to remember what happened, it's to learn from it and plan your next move.
So, a fantastic way to put this all into practice is journaling. And look, it doesn't matter if you're a pen and paper person who loves the focus and feel of it, or if you're all about digital because it's fast and searchable. The medium honestly doesn't matter. What matters is doing it consistently. Just find the tool that you'll actually use and make it a habit.
And please remember this. Your journal is for your eyes only. It has to be a safe space where you can be brutally honest with yourself. Talk about your fears, your screw-ups, your worries. Get it all out there without judging yourself. But, and this is key, balance that raw honesty with some self-compassion. This isn't an exercise in beating yourself up. It's about understanding yourself better so you can grow.
When you boil it all down, this whole journey, from school to the rest of your life, is about one major shift. It's about letting go of the need to know everything, and instead focusing on becoming someone who can learn anything. In the world we live in today, that is the ultimate superpower. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What will you choose to learn next?